the always pan. Is it worth it? Today we're gonna find out. We're gonna look at some pros and cons, all the functionality of it, and let's see exactly what this baby could do. We just got this. It's a great pot so far to what I've seen. It's a 10-inch pan. It's got a lot of versatility to it. You can boil in it, steam in it, saute, fry. You can do a lot. And yes, you can do that in a lot of pans, but this one really is set up to make it easy so you can smoothly do those tasks. So this pot comes in about 8 different colors. This is the Char Color, kind of a smooth matte black. I really like the color. I think it's gonna look great in the kitchen. It's absolutely beautiful. Total weight of the pan is about 3 pounds, and price, it'll set you back about $145. What comes with the pot is this lid. And this lid has a really cool little feature. It's got this little notch so that this wooden spoon that also comes with it can fit gently in the pan nice and comfortably. Also, when you're steaming, you can take this lid and turn it, and it's got a little arrow on here to show where the opening is, and that's gonna allow more steam to stay in the pan when you're steaming, boiling, anything like that, doing any kind of stovetop braises. It also comes with the steamer basket. This is great. It's got 2 little handles on here, super easy to use. Doesn't do huge volume, so my family of 6 could probably use a bigger pot, but for about 4 people, even 5 people, this works really well. They give you the wooden spatula. It's a great piece to get started with, and it can do a lot just with this. But if you wanna take your cooking to the next level in this pan, you wanna make sure you get the tools that you need. So the silicone tongs, the silicone spatula, these are awesome. It's gonna allow you to do a lot more, cook more items in there. And then there's the pan. This pan is gorgeous, I'm not gonna lie. It's got a great color, has an aluminum construction on the inside, and then a ceramic coating on the outside. What they brag though is that the ceramic coating doesn't have any toxins in it, which is a huge plus, especially when you're cooking for a family, for kids. It's nice to know that. This little notch here on the handle fits the spoon perfectly. So it's made so the spoon won't slide around while you're cooking, or if you're leaving it resting, so you don't have to have a dirty spoon sitting on the counter or dirty another plate by putting the spoon on there while you're cooking. The depth of the pan is 2.7 inches, which is a great depth. And also the sides kind of curve nicely. So that means that while you're cooking, you can flip things in here, but it's also deep enough to do small batches of frying, all the steaming you need to do, small batches of boiling. It really has a lot of functionality. The handle is a soft grip handle that does not get hot while it's cooking. At least it hasn't yet in my experience. It's a very comfortable grip handle, but this handle on this side, this is aluminum and ceramic. This one will get hot while you're cooking. The lid also has the same soft handle to it. This, I have not seen it get hot as I'm sitting there boiling or cooking. I can grab it freely just with my bare hands, which is really nice and convenient versus having to use an oven mitt or a towel or anything like that. Also, the metal bottom makes it compatible with induction burners, so it's really got a lot of functionality you can use on gas stove, electric, induction, anything like that. One of their claims is that you can replace 8 pieces of traditional cookware with this pan. I think it's very multifunctional. I think it's great, and I think it can do a lot. So the nonstick coating on here is great. They want you to use a high smoke point oil. So an olive oil works really well. Avoid aerosol sprays, but you don't need a lot. When I did my eggs in here, I literally used a tablespoon of oil, and you can see how it heats up as it just kind of beads all over. That means that there's a great nonstick coating, that the pan isn't porous and it's absorbing the oil in there. It just kind of keeps it on the surface to separate the food and make sure it doesn't stick. Now the cons of this pan, unlike other ceramic cookware, it cannot go in the oven. That's because of this handle here and the handle on the lid. So what you get is a handle that's not gonna get hot on you, but you lose the versatility of being able to put this in the oven for a slow cooked braise like a short rib or anything like that. One of the other things, you wanna make sure you're using the right utensils when cooking with this pan. They give you this wooden one. It's great. It does the majority of what you need it to do, right? But if you need to scoop things out, or if you're cooking things where you want a thinner spatula, or if you're like me and you like to use tongs a lot when you cook, you need to make sure you get the right kind of equipment for it. So you wanna use utensils that have a silicone coating. This is important because it's gonna keep the integrity of the nonstick coating on the pan. It's also gonna make sure that you have a bunch of different tools you can use. It won't scratch the pan. It'll help really preserve the life of your always pan. Basically, if you have a silicone coated fish spatula, silicone tongs, and some sort of a spoon or ladle, you kinda got all you need. You don't really need a slotted spoon because they give you the basket for boiling. You don't really need any other kind of spatulas or anything because they give you the wooden one, and it kind of is just an all-in-one package of what they provide you. To boil with this pan, it's a little bit different. They recommend that you fill the basket with the ingredient you're gonna use, then you pour your water in, and then you bring it to a boil. Worked great for a ravioli, any kind of dumpling, pierogi, anything like that. I'm not sure about dry pasta because dry pasta boils over a lot more, so I'd probably want a taller pot for that. But for those projects, it was great. Now using this as a steamer worked really well. Because of the way the lid locks in and you kind of turn it to lose that gap, you really didn't need a lot of water. I just put a little bit of water in there and it allowed it to create a lot of steam and cook for about 15 minutes with about 1.5 cups of water. And at the end, there was still plenty of water left in the pot. The spouts on the side of the pan make it super easy to pour out when you're done cooking. If you have liquid in there, take it over to your sink. You can pour it nice and safe. The handle's not hot. The spout is angled so that when you pour, it pours in one direction, nice and clean. And for the final test, I really wanted to see how good this nonstick was because everyone always talks about, oh, you hardly need any oil. It doesn't stick at all. I always like to do the egg test. So I'm gonna heat this over a medium heat for about 4 to 5 minutes, and it really conducts the heat well. Medium heat is really all you need. It will build up to that temperature to get a great sear or to cook something really well. Just a little bit of cooking that needs to be adjusted to because I'm used to the restaurants where, you know, we rip high on certain things, we run low and slow on certain things. A medium consistent heat brought the pot to a boil easily, really got a great sear on the food, but it also kept this egg from sticking beautifully. So I put a few drops of olive oil in the pan, let it heat up, cracked my egg right in there. Because of how nonstick this pan is, I was able to move the egg around as it was cooking, which is awesome to be able to do. Normally with nonstick pans, you gotta use a little bit more oil or do them at a bit of a higher heat. This conducted the heat really well. And I was able to flip the egg super easily because of the curved edges on the side of this pan. So if you're someone who likes over easy eggs or anything like that, this pan works beautifully for that. Cleanup is super easy on this pan. They provide you a little soft scrubby that you can use. So if you do have any buildup on the bottom of the pan, which you really won't get because of the nonstick surface, you can clean it with this. But otherwise, a soft sponge, some soap and water, perfect. Shouldn't go in the dishwasher. They don't recommend it. Kind of that constant heat and jets and scratching against other things in the dishwasher can affect the nonstick coating. So you do want to avoid the dishwasher with this thing. So do I think this pan is worth it? Absolutely. I would totally buy this pan again. I'm probably gonna get the perfect pot to check out what they have there. I think it's wonderful. I think that, you know, they really lived up to everything that they said that this thing could do. Absolutely beautiful. When you look at it and the fact that you're getting a beautiful pan, it is really just a gorgeous piece you can leave out on the stove. The steamer edition, the spoon, this lid, it's got a lot of functionality. I would argue it's probably worth the price. I will have links down in the description of this pan where you can get it, all the information on it, also where you can get some of these other tools that I think are really valuable with it. Totally worth doing. You can check them out. I do get a small commission from them if you do purchase them. I do greatly appreciate it. It helps the channel. What are you doing? My cooking buddy came in. So be on the lookout for more videos. When I get the perfect pot, I'm gonna do a video on that too. If you guys like restaurant quality recipes that you can cook at home, check out some of the videos in this channel. I think you're gonna really like it. There's product reviews, great recipes and how-tos. So thank you guys, I appreciate it. See you soon. What do you think? You like this pan?
I want to do this.
You wanna do that? Okay, pick up the lid. Oh my goodness.